Hello, once again, all you beautiful people out there in the world, and all my fellow pals and gals, and welcome once again to another riveting section of Figure Friday. I just want to say, welcome back to episode 21. As today, uh, we will be stepping into the world of anime, ladies and gentlemen. I figure I'd cut to the point and let you know where we're going today, but before we do all that, before we take our walks, before one single step is taken, I would very much like to invite you guys to sit back, relax, kick your feet up, get as comfortable as possible. Please feel free, go get yourself something to drink, get yourself something to eat if you haven't eaten. Please do your boy a favor, because as you can see, I had just barely eaten. I apologize for my lateness. Excuse me. Now then, I would very much like to say thank you to everyone who has helped me so far because I've noticed that there's been a steady climb in my subscribers, and words cannot express the gratitude to everyone who keeps helping me to keep doing all what I'm doing here. So that way I will be able to give you guys fresh new content as much as I can. And hopefully, I do not bore you guys. And if I do, hey, I'm trying here, folks. I'm trying. YouTube is a grind. And to all those out there trying, I support your fight. Keep going. Keep strong. Anyways, I do hope that you guys are relaxing. If you have something to drink, have something to eat, sit back, relax. As you can see, I was actually able to get my hands on some more LED lights. Well, actually, they're the same, but they've kind of been rigged to where they're actually working again. I'm very happy for that because that actually adds a whole lot more feature to the Figure Friday reviews. Because as you know, well, these past couple reviews, I have been without them because sadly we had a pretty nasty storm, knocked out my power and knocked out my Wi-Fi, and I do apologize about that. This new one, like I said, as I had, it's still kind of shoddy, but I'm happy that I have it because without it, I wouldn't be here right now, giving you guys more reviews, of course. Anyways, moving on. As I said in the beginning, for today we will be taking another step back in anime. We will be visiting actually two of my favorite animes that I have watched so far, and one actually new entirely. I'm not gonna say it's an anime, more of kind of how can I say this? A more it's just the character. She's more vocal than anything else because that's how she's recognized. And of course, I'll get into the detail of who she is and what she does best. But for right now, um, we'll start by introducing the figures that I have currently. As I wanted to introduce them because I wanted to go ahead and start with the old and move up to the new. Because I figured that way you guys understand a little bit more history about who they are and where they came from, what anime specifically they came from. And as I said, one of them in particular is one of my favorites because, like, the very first time I watched this particular anime, the very first episode, I thought that maybe it was kind of low tech, as it were, because the picture it was drawn in the style of like a much older anime generation, more cartoony than animation style. Which it's good. It was a great anime, really. It was it's now one of my favorites. It's in my top 10 animes. And now I know that's saying a lot because there's a lot of animes out there, and I know that everyone has specific tastes. I understand everyone has different ideas on what should be this should be it, but everyone also is not necessarily the same. And there are some where we share certain interests, and I'm happy that I've met other fans out there that I love this anime because in the beginning I wasn't too sure about it, but after the first couple episodes, it kind of grew on me, and it turned out to be a great anime, really. And it it just blew me away. I watched it from the first episode all the way to the end. because I didn't really think I was gonna like it until uh, I I just thought, I just. But I'm straying away from the point. I'm rambling. Oh, I'm rambling. Why don't we get into it, huh? Come here, baby. Come here. Let me get you off that stand. Come on. Come here. Come here. Easy, easy, easy now. Easy now. Don't fall apart. There you go. That's more comfy, isn't it? Okay. Now, this first particular individual, she is the basically like the Madam President of an academy. If I remember right, it's called. I cannot remember the name of the. I can't remember the name of the college for the life of me. I know about. It's one of those formal schools where they have to wear uniforms, of course, certain uniforms. But these ones in particular, they're called Goku uniforms. Not now. I'm not talking about Goku from Dragon Ball Z. No, these ones are entirely different whatsoever. And this one in particular, she's one of those who was in top of her class, who picked up the mantle of kind of sort of the leader of above everyone else, who acts like she's better than everyone, when the only really thing that makes her she thinks better than anyone is like her family that she thought she knew. Unfortunately, she was also being used, but in the end, she found out who she was and what she was capable of. And I would very much like to introduce her to you guys today. Let me just fix that for you. There you go. There you go. Okay. Just move that remote out of the way. Yeah. And as I said once before, she was in one of my favorite animes. The name, of course, of the anime is Kill La Kill, and I've I'm ashamed because I wasn't able to find the main character, but I'm still looking for her, really, and I won't rest until I find her. She will be mine. She will be mine. Sorry. But this one in particular, she plays the role, of course, as the rival of the main character, and I liked the fact that in the it's one of those where you think you know what's going to happen, but more towards the end it throws you a curveball, and then it's like, hey, wow, I did not see that coming. Okay. Anyways, this particular young lady's name is Satsuki Kiryu. Now, let me just make a slight adjustment. Hang on. Let me just focus for me. Come on, Satsuki. Come on, focus. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Wait. Let me just stop staring, please. Stop staring, please. Now, the particular uniform that she's wearing is a special kind, as I said, of Goku uniform. It's called a kamui, and there's main two. There are only two mains in the anime. Hers in particular is called kamui junketsu, and basically what it does, what all Goku uniforms do in the anime is basically they don't necessarily turn you superhuman, but in a way they kind of do. They enhance your speed, your strength, flexibility, and stamina also. And as I said, they don't necessarily make you superhuman until like you can push the limits of it, but you don't want to do that too much, because the way hers works, the Junketsu works, is that it's living off of something called life fibers. And what life fibers are basically are kind of like the fibers of clothing per se, except they feed on the human host's body. They live off their blood basically, which of course hers in particular is a little different. It still works the same way, but not as much as her rivals, which of course is Matoi Ryuko. That's of course the one that I'm looking for. I'm gonna find her. I mark my words, I'm gonna find her. But as I said, as before, she is the main character, one of the main characters in Kill La Kill. She is the president, actually, of the. It's a funny word. It starts with an H. The Hanoji. Let me see. The Hanoji Academy. and she runs with a 5-person crew, which of course the top heads of the academy schools, they get the best grades, they have the better uniforms, better weapons per se, and better personas. But she stands above the rest because, of course, as I said, she carries the Senketsu Junkitsu, and my apologies, the Kamui Junkitsu, because in a way that makes her above my apologies, the Kamui Junkitsu, because in a way that makes her above everyone else because, as I said, it increases your speed, stamina, strength, of course, only by limits, and you can only do so much before the uniform itself um, basically stops or just stops working. Because believe it or not, these uniforms, they have a mind of their own. Except if you can master them and basically get them to work how you want them to work, then they'll do whatever you want and they will not cross you. Unfortunately, she mastered hers, but there was one in particular individual who didn't master hers. And I'm not going to get into that until I have that certain individual in my possession. Oh yeah, and of course, one thing I love about her uniform and the entire anime per se is that her and the main character they share a a blade, right? And hers, I like the style of hers mainly because it's a little slimmer. Of course, it looks like a basic katana, which of course it's not, because what makes this one in particular individual so different is that it's meant to destroy life fibers in the Goku uniforms, or even the Kamui uniforms themselves. So it's to say this blade was used on her, then her uniform would be rendered useless and just gone, really, piece by piece, gone. And I mean, she wouldn't necessarily die. She would more or less just be stripped, butt ass naked, and right there. Whew. But anyways, um, that's Miss Kiryuin. She's like I said, she's known as the president of the Hanoji Academy. She rules above the lower students with kind of an iron grip because she likes to have them do her bidding or basically do the stuff she doesn't want to do, fight in battles that she doesn't want to. And I'm not going to say that makes her a coward per se. It just, I mean, she's one of those types that doesn't want to get her hands dirty unless she absolutely has to. I can't say that I really respect her all that much, but I don't want to spoil anything to those who haven't seen the anime. But towards the end, in the very last episode, I'm just gonna say this one thing, and then I apologize. She she shows us that she's not all she's not a bad person who rules with an iron grip. Her true colors start to show as soon as she discovers the truth. But as I said, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to spoil nothing to anyone who hasn't seen the anime. I highly recommend it because it is one of the greats. Okay. Now, the next lady I'm going to bring up, as I said, she's another one of the figures that I procured. And what makes her, I think, the most noticeable, if I had to give it a word, the most noticeable about her is that her hair. Mainly because her hair is one of the most defining factors about her because she's known globally. She hasn't necessarily been in like animes per se, but she has done music and she's done um, all kinds of digital showings, as it were. But the only reason I say that is because she's not like an actual anime person. Because mainly anything that comes around about her, it's just the music that she does. And the only reason that I was happy that I scored this in particular figure was because it's a special racing version of that particular character, and because just a moment of silence here, a moment of silence, because it was the last figure that I procured from Hastings before they went downhill and closed. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. What's up, Willow? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Anyways, why don't we just get her over here so you guys can see her? as I said, this is a special racing version of that particular character. She goes by the name of Hatsune Miku. What I like about this figure in particular, as I said, um, yes, she is known mainly for her hair because that's what everyone and immediately, and anytime you say blue pigtails, immediately anybody's going to say Hatsune here. She was the very first Vocaloid, and basically what a Vocaloid is an anime character, but they make music, strictly music, and AMVs, which are animated music videos. Now, hers, of course, are manufactured. She has done voiceovers. She's had voiceovers before, just not very noticeable or notorietable, anything like that. But I have listened to a bit of her music. I won't lie. It's catchy. I like the beat of some of her songs. She's made a lot of music. She's made a lot of progress. She's known globally. She's a very, very cute girl. You know, I love the blue hair. Big fan. And she's done so many costumes, so many cosplays. It's ridiculous. They could easily rival probably most animes, you know, because she's done basically almost every anime out there when it comes down to cosplay or costumes. Even then, if it's not anime or cosplay, then like you just saw, she'll do a racing one, or if anything else, she can do Halloween, she can do Christmas. Hell, she can even do a summertime look, and that's what's so noticeable about hers because she can do almost anything with any costume, and I applaud her for that. And as I said, I'm happy that I scored her before Hastings had closed down. Anyways, besides all that, that there is the two Olden figures that I was going to introduce, and now I would very much like to introduce three figures that I was able to procure. Two of them are going to be Funkos, part of the newest wave of the My Hero Academia anime, and one of them is going to be a statue, also going to be My Hero Academia, but they were each the last ones on the shelves. I couldn't bring myself to just leave them there because they all are my favorite characters, and I figured that I would share them with you guys today, which I'm pretty sure you've seen them before, but I would still very much like to share them with you guys today, and please hope that you enjoy. Why don't we start with a crowd favorite? This particular gentleman is one of the many faces, well known, of My Hero Academia. He's one of the strongest heroes. He's seen many trials, many battles, many trials and tribulations, and he's actually passed down his gift to a very worthy successor. You guys know him as Deku, of course, and Izuku, but sadly, I could not find any of those guys. So I figured that we'll just settle for little Mr. All Might here. Now, if you'll notice, this is the special teacher version of him. And yes, it's true. He was a teacher in some of the episodes. However, he didn't particularly get involved in many of the classes, but he did do a lot of introductions to the students. He helped them to identify what's special about them and their quirks, of course. And he's still a mentor. And of course, to Deku, he sees him as a father figure because he's been there for him a lot more than anything else. And he's always going to look up to him due to the simple fact that he was given the gift of one thing that he'd always wanted. He was given the gift of being a hero, and of course, he'll probably never be able to repay him for that. So why don't we just give you guys one last look at Mr. All Might here. And of course, I still can't get over his laugh, you know, because it's very noticeable and everybody knows that about him. But hey, he still looks. Now, this next particular individual, this young lady, she is, I'm not going to say a basic hero because she was able to make it into Class A, of course, and I'm assuming, of course, that's due to her grades. But it doesn't matter because I've seen what she can do. I've seen the quirk that she carries, and I like it. I think it's very creative, as it were. And you guys know her. Why don't we just bring her out the box, huh? You guys know her. Oh, that's new. Hey, the box is different. All right. Oh, I see why now. Because of her hair. Hey, her hair. Let me just hold on. She's got a stand. Let me get that stand on her real quick. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second. Okay, she's ready. Okay. Now, as I said, she is human, but she's also female, and her power level ranks at about a 9, I believe, 8 or 9, maybe 8.5. I'm not sure, but everybody knows her as Creati, or like the everything hero. But of course, I know her by Momo. Ladies and gentlemen, Momo Yayorozu. Now, her quirk in particular, it gives her the ability to, as I said, create. She can create almost anything. It's just, I mean, she can create things such as like rope. She can create things to build with. She can create lumbers, and she also can create weapons, of course. You know, swords, shields, staffs, Kali sticks, of course. And she's not very, as I say, how can I say this? She's not very battle hardened. I'm gonna say she's seen many fights before. I know that she was there in the great battle, the first battle of the villains, of the villains versus the heroes, of course, and I know she helped them out tremendously. But I just think that I like her abilities. I won't lie. I mean, I understand she's only a teenager, and yes, she's mature for her age. She's got the muscles going. She's got the physique, and it's just she's not really one of those heroes that stands out to me a lot. I mean, I like her because she's different than many of the other ones that I've seen, but in particular, her, I think what makes her so special is the most defining factor is of course her quirk. Now I understand it makes that everybody's quirk makes them different, but I think hers in particular makes her different because she literally has to use her own body in order to create what's in her mind. And I mean, she's one of my favorites, guys. Don't get me wrong. She's one of my favorite, my hero gals, and I know that she has great potential, and I believe in her. She does come from a rich family, though. I won't lie. Or like her family's packed, like really packed. So why don't we just give you guys one nice look at her? As you can see, she's rocking her little staff right there. Of course, she's got her little backpack. Of course, that's her creator. That's like an extra creator push right there, because it helps her to kind of accelerate the creation process, and of course, get her out of tight situations. And of course, another defining factor about her is her hair and her smile. Now, she didn't get the smile on the Funko part, but hell, I recognize it and I remember it, and it's still one of the best. So, why don't we just move on? Now, the last time we talked about this particular individual here, I was only able to get her Funko form, but today, and on my one of my many trials and tribulations out there in the real world, I was actually able to snag the Age of Heroes version of this particular hero. Now, I said hero because that's basically what she is. So, and as I said, the last time that y'all got a peek at this young lady right here was in Funko form last time when I had just gotten back from the Greater Austin Comic Con. But now, I would very much like to bring you guys the full-fledged statue Age of Heroes Uraraka-san. Yeah. This, what I like about the Age of Heroes version is that it's they go all out when it comes to detail and color. They try their best to get everything spot on, and I'll always applaud them for that, because to me, if you can get as close to the original design of the particular character, then that's a huge win in my book, because I think that's one of the most defining factors about whether it comes down to statues, or it comes down to figures, or even if it comes down to funkos, of course, also. Oh, good. Well, would you look at that? She's already assembled. That's even better. Come here, Roxanne. Come here. Okay. Wow. This color is crazy, I won't lie. Hang on, guys. Let me get her on her stand real quick. Oh, wait, backwards. Here we go. And here she is, folks. Come on. As I said, the last time you saw this lady here was in Funko form, but today we're letting her out of the box. As you can see, if it focuses, which I'm pretty sure it will in just a moment, she's got he's got her costume on here, and I love the fact that in the My Hero anime, they let the students themselves design their own costumes. They let them design their own names, and I like hers because this is one of her most noticeable factors. Her boots. Come on. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Come on, focus. Wait. Let me just try this. But anyways, straying away from the point. I'm glad that I hope you guys got a good look at her, really, because I love the color on her. I'm staring at her right now. She looks amazing. They've even got like the right blush on her cheeks right there, and of course her costume. If from point A to point B, all the way down from the head to the toes, it looks incredible. The color on it is spot on. I love the fact that they got her eyes spot on too. They put that little gleam in it because she's always got her gleams in her eyes, even if it's when she's either in battle, when she feels flustered, mainly when she looks at Deku. Sorry, spoiler alert. Sorry. And as I said, this particular in particular lady here, I don't know if I spoke about her last time, or if I had time, or if I forgot. Her quirk is the control over gravity. One of her nicknames also is Euravity. Euravity, sorry. And basically, it lets her, like, she has to touch something or someone in particular, and of course, she has the ability to make them float, make them up, make them go down, and my only issue that's I feel for her, really I do, is just that if she gets herself going with the gravity, because she can lift herself up, she gets pretty easy car sick, you know. And I feel bad for her because that's just terrible, really. Poor old Kachaku-san. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. But anyways, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off right there. I do hope that you enjoyed the stream, and if you like, feel free to hit that follow button right there. It'll be posted up there in just a moment right afterwards. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves, stay zen, huh? Peace.